Awaken to love.
Noah Proudfoot.
Flint Blade.
Gonna play some flute for us?
Sure.
All right. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Noah Proudfoot, thanks for coming on the podcast.
Well, you came to my bedroom, so it wasn't that hard.
It's, we can't even tell it's a bedroom from here. It feels like...
It's a boudio.
Feels
It's a bedroom studio.
a boudoir studio.
Oh. We'll see where things go.
Feels like a temple in here.
It's important, you probably know it's important to keep a clear space. It feels good to create in. So, yeah, having an art space that's organized is super important,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it's an honor to have you on the podcast in this beautiful space, which I'm honestly a little envious. I mean, my dream studio might be like at least 3 times bigger, but the aesthetic is on point. I think about my studio, I just haven't given it much love, and it just, I feel like I just want like a new space to love on, but I still think that I'm gonna love on that space before I completely give up on it. But, all the wood in here, the woods outside, you can't beat it. This is beautiful.
It was what I prayed for and asked for was a cabin in the woods, and this showed up. So
Yeah.
super grateful.
Well, I want to preface the audience with my perspective on you. You've been playing music for many years as Noah Proudfoot and the Botanicals, your band. These days, you're about to put out a new single, solo, Noah Proudfoot, right? And you've also...
Actually, this is my third. This will be the third track of the last 4 months.
Okay.
Special Light I released in December, and that was my first solo track in since 2016. So 8 years.
So it's been a bit. You're coming back full force.
Coming back
With a smacking beat.
Well, yeah, I mean, starting Special Light is like a 6-minute ballad for my fiance, talking about how we got engaged.
Oh, I remember it now. Yeah, okay.
And so that was the first song I had ever produced and recorded here in the studio. And I was just like, yeah, let me just give this a shot, and wanted to get it out by her birthday. So I was just like, this is just to kind of stir the water and get over the fear of recording and producing my own music. And then the second single I released was with her, a kirtan track that we wrote and also recorded and produced here. And yeah, now this third one, Simple Prayers, is done and will be released hopefully within the next month.
Beautiful. And I know that you are very busy consistently with your duo, with your wonderful fiance. You guys are doing a lot of kirtan together, every Tuesday in downtown Asheville, North Carolina.
That's right. Come on down.
Yeah, weaving rainbows.
That's right. Weaving rainbows.
Yeah. So I remember before I met you, your reputation had preceded you, and people had been telling me for a while that I should be like linking up with you and playing shows. There was at least one or two venue owners who were like, Flint, you should really meet Noah Proudfoot. You guys should do a show together. Like, you guys have good vibes. And I met Samara before I met you, but I know she was a good friend of you, and I think maybe that's how I encountered you, through Samara. Maybe was it my birthday ecstatic dance?
Wait, how we met?
Yeah, how did we meet?
Oh, dude, it was so epic. We were playing Firefly's Forest in
Oh,
Tennessee.
yes. Okay, of course.
And I remember that the stage was next to this like 90-foot cliff wall where the indigenous Native Americans used to nap their arrowheads. It was a literal flint napping site, and people were walking around and finding all these arrowheads and napped flint.
Yeah.
And then Benji was like, yo, you got to meet my friend Flint. And I was like, that's pretty synchronistic. And like, yeah, his name is Flint Blade. And I was like, so I'm meeting Flint Blade on an ancient flint napping site.
Yes.
Like, okay, I think this guy's going to be pretty epic.
Yeah.
And we jammed. Yeah, we
Yes.
met and then jammed that night.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how we met.
And we had Benji Bliss on the keys.
Mm-hmm.
We had Hyperbolic Headspace. He was doing some electronic stuff
Okay.
in the back.
Nice.
I remember that. Local producer.
That was a great festival.
Yeah. And I always think like some of the best like friendships and musical connections that I've made, we literally met like on stage during a jam.
Mm-hmm.
That was like our first encounter, just like an really open-minded kind of atmosphere where there was like a free jam slot, and both ended up, hey, what's up? Oh yeah, I'm blah blah blah. Let's jam. Okay. Hey, that was great. Let's stay in touch.
And you really get to know someone by their playing on stage and just how they like listen and like share space, and you can like really understand someone's personality by how they're playing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And now here we are, all so many years later.
Mm-hmm.
We've been through so much, together.
Yeah.
You came to my house. You slaved away in my bathroom, putting tile
Oh my gosh.
on the floor and the walls.
Yeah.
It's still the highlight of the of the home.
Glad to hear that.
All the Airbnb guests are very pleased with the tiling.
Oh, awesome. You picked some good tile.
Yeah. And we've been to a couple of festivals. We went to Kentucky Yoga Fest together.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Play Think.
Playthink. We've played a set together. Or did I play with you at Playthink? I think you had your bass player with you for that one.
Yeah, I don't think we.
Yeah, but we hung out.
Yeah.
A good bit.
And then Kentucky, we practiced, we rehearsed.
Because we knew that we were going to play another show together. Because I think at this point we know that Flow Jam was on the radar.
I've never done Flow Jam.
Yoga Jam, Floyd Yoga Jam.
I didn't go to that one.
Floyd.
I didn't play
We
that
closed with Rob. Rob was playing keys.
one. Oh, that was in that same summer?
Floyd Yoga Jam. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That was
Oh,
later.
gotcha.
And we ended up being like the botanical set was the
No, you're getting it mixed up. We did
Different
Flow,
summer?
yeah, the year before, and then that was kind of a standalone.
okay.
Yeah, because
Well,
the whole band was there.
We've done some stuff together.
Yeah, totally.
It's been a ride, man.
Yeah,
And here we are finally.
you
on
always
the-
just show up. Like we were doing a kirtan a week ago. I'm turning to the audience now. If you're listening, just visualize me looking at you right now. We did a kirtan. Flint is known for just showing up randomly in Asheville, even though he lives in Florida, and treating Asheville like it's 40 minutes away. Like, oh, I'm just popping in for the day and I'm driving right back down. He literally just busted in the door before kirtan started and just like gave us a hug and was like, I gotta go to a jam, and just left. And that was like all we saw of you for that one week. It's so funny.
Yeah. And this is our second attempt at podcasting.
Right.
So I keep thinking about that and like where we were at, a year and a half or 2 years now, maybe.
At least.
Yeah, it's been a little over 2 years since we tried the first time because it was right after my birthday. And Like, I think about where I was at and where you were at. You did not yet have a fiance
No,
back then.
no, I did not.
So it's kind of cool. Now here we are again. We have a whole other, like,
Chapter.
whole new chapter to talk about.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Getting a little rooted in our.
And I gotta say, like, congratulations on
Thank you.
landing yourself next to such a beautiful woman who seems to be so devoted to you.
Mm.
You know, we can only all hope to be, all of us can only hope to be so blessed.
It's totally. I feel it's for everyone who really believes in that.
Yeah.
If someone really wants that love, I think it's there for everybody.
So let's jump into that.
Oh, all right.
You met Seema. Like, was it right away you saw her? You knew that she was going to be really special? Or
So we have a very funny arc in our relationship and relating, and I don't know how, because there's so many threads and interweavings, but long story short, I had been really calling in my forever person right around the time I was leaving for Envision Festival, and I just had this feeling that I was going to meet her in Costa Rica, because I had had a dream about going to Costa Rica that was also in the same dream that I had about going to Peru. And I did end up going to Peru, and I always knew in the back of my mind that one day I would go to Costa Rica and it would be life-changing. And so on my way to going to Costa Rica with this prayer of meeting my person, all these synchronicities and signs started manifesting and happening. And anyway, long story short, I didn't meet her in Costa Rica, but I did meet her the day I landed from the flight, actually at Hawk and the Hawthorne. I landed and then went to DJ a friend's set, or a birthday party, and she was there dancing around, and her energy was just so bright. It was as if she had just come from Envision. Like, she was so colorful and just joyous that she was just so radiant. And the real wild part of this whole thing was that in Costa Rica, I had been writing this song. Tease it out here for a second. See if I still. See my yo yo yo, see my yo yo yo, see my yo 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 yo. See my yo yo yo, see my yo yo yo, see my yo 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 yo. So I was singing that. I was just channeling this song, See My Yo, and I was wondering, like, what am I even singing? Like, See My Yo. And I ended up, like, being able to sing it on one of the stages at Envision. Got a bunch of people singing it with me. It was really fun. And I landed and I run into her and I'm like, "What's your name?" And she says, "My name is Seema." And I was like,
You're like, I've been singing your name.
I've literally been singing your name.
Wow.
And I was like, "What does that even mean?" And she says, because she's from Turkey, and so it's the dance that the whirling dervishes do to be channels for divine poetry. So it's just like, what? Okay.
Beautiful.
So anyway, that's just one of the many different connective points of our coming together.
I want to get a little more details. So you met her.
Mm-hmm.
You were like right away, like, whoa, hello. You saw the light in her eyes. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah. And actually, I had met her even before that at Mandala Springs.
Okay.
But it was very briefly in passing, and my mind was like so in Costa Rica already.
Yeah.
And it was actually, I think, the night before. Yeah, it was so weird. I think I met her the night, or I saw her again the night before I left. So she was like the perfect bookend for me leaving and coming back. But long story short, we didn't have that click. It was like just in passing. But then upon coming back, it was like, whoa. Okay. And
First kiss?
Oh my gosh. Well, I'd say first song is even more important, because my prayer in coming back from Costa Rica was to find a woman to hold like medicine song space with, kirtan specifically.
Yeah.
Because I was kind of reawakened to kirtan at a center in Costa Rica that I stayed at, Floristral. And so I had this intention. I'd like to come back and find someone to hold this feminine, masculine space so that we can share kirtan, these mantras together. And she had been singing mantra, and I saw she was a singer and plays guitar and singing bowls. And so I just said, like, we need to get, I didn't even know if I just had this intuitive hit. I was like, we need to get together and sing. So I think like 2 or 3 days later, we got together and had a ceremony and sang, and it just felt like just a soul sister. And at that time, I wasn't even honestly really in a romantic headspace. It was more really like seeing her radiance, like honoring that this is like a beautiful, bright soul. And I really just wanted to sing with her. There was no like, oh, this is my person. It was just a genuine desire to connect and create this energetic space of mantra. And
So you let the music lead.
yeah,
Yeah.
there was no agenda. It was
So you
just
sang
like,
together before you kissed?
yeah,
Huh, okay.
yeah,
So you were singing together. You're already playing some songs,
yeah.
doing kirtan together.
Yeah, we started singing together pretty regularly. At first it was like every Monday we'd get together, and then it became like I had to like see her every few days, and then it was like not too much longer we did our first kirtan in the studio, and
Still no kiss.
no kiss.
You really built it up.
We were just being like respectful each other and,
Right.
and just like really getting together for the joy of the music. And it was just
Yeah.
like,
I mean, you let the energy build up before moving into anything physical.
yeah,
Yeah.
it felt really organic. And like, I think not having an agenda on either side just helped us really like come to it from a really grounded space of not
Yeah.
like, oh, you're this person that's going to fill this in me. It was just like, no, I'm just going to sing.
Yeah. And I don't mean to be so like fixated on like this kiss, but I mean every time I see you guys, you're kissing no matter who's around.
Oh.
I can't see you guys without seeing like some mushy love and affection. So
You've captured some good moments.
it's not like you're hiding your kissing from the world.
No, it's from what I've experienced, it's really healing for people to see love, and it can be vulnerable to share that and wonder where the line is for like, what is our private world and what do we want to share?
Mm-hmm.
And I think the times in which we've shared photos or things that feel vulnerable, it's the most touching for people. And maybe it's like people can feel the real commitment that we have to each other, maybe that gets communicated, but yeah, it's still kind of a vulnerable space to like feel into what's just ours and what can be inspiring
Yeah.
or uplifting to someone else. But
Yeah. So how did it happen?
All right, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but let's see.
We can cut it out if we can edit this out if you don't.
No, it was sweet. It was sweet. We were eating. Let's see. Oh, we had just done a kirtan. I think it was maybe our second or third one at a friend's house at Calibri House in their yoga studio, and our friend Daniel had made some really incredible sweet treats and had like jackfruit cheesecake custard or something. It was like incredible. And so we were also eating jackfruit, and we like took a piece with us. And so when we landed back at my studio, we were in my car, and sweetly like feeding each other the jackfruit, and the kiss kind of transpired within that feeding of the jackfruit. And I think she still has that jackfruit seed. And
You were nourishing each other.
yes, with the fruits of Mother Gaia. Shall we do a song?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. This song is called Hard Work Pays. The work is in reference to the inner work that we do. That as a result waters the seeds of many blessings in our life that can come to us in the forms of romantic love, friendship, abundant nature, abundant opportunities to express ourselves creatively. Fill in the blank. Hard work pays. I got the proof, I got you in my days. So many people looking for love. Grow it in the garden, see what comes up. The soil's got to be just right. Sun's got to be shining. Hey, don't hold your dreams too tight. They got their own timing. Hey, hard work pays. I got the proof, I got you in my days. Yeah, yeah. So many people looking for love. Grow it in the garden, see what comes up. Ba-da-da-da-da, 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 ba-da-da-da-da. And if I said being human was easy, I would be lying. But the better we can know ourselves is the higher we can be flying. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hard work pays. And I got the proof, I got you in my days. So many people looking for love. Grow it in the garden, see what comes up. Ba-da-da-da-da, 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 ba-da-da-da-da. Take it away. Hey, yeah. And when sweetness comes around, when the petals are open, don't Don't try to keep the nectar. It's here for this moment. Oh yeah, hard work pays. And I got the proof, I got you in my day. Yeah, so many people looking for love. Grow it in the garden and see what comes up. Ba-da-da-da-da, 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 yeah, yeah, ba-da-da-da-da, 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 ba-da-da-da-da. Chorus one more time. Hey, hey, hard work pays. Yeah, got to proof I got you in my day. Yeah, so many people looking for love. Just grow it in the garden and see what comes up. Ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da, yeah, ba-da-da-da-da, 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 ba-da-da-da-da. I needed that.
Me too, bro. Real nice.
Mm-hmm.
Good song, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Been a minute.
Yeah, I feel like when we first started hanging out, that song was like just
Alive.
like a new, it was like a new seedling.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Gotta love those 2-chord jams, man. I need to write some more 2-chord jams.
That third chord totally makes it.
At the
throws
end
in
there,
that.
save it for the end.
Yeah. No, it totally works. Yeah, how about like the music scene?
On planet Earth right now.
In general, somebody the other day mentioned the music industry, and that is a term that I do not resonate with. When people talk about the music as an industry,
Mm-hmm.
do you feel that there's anything industrial about your musical creation process? For me, no.
No.
I mean,
But I can see where it has become industrialized.
it's become industrialized. I mean, obviously we're using like high technology gear that obviously had industrial components to manufacture these pieces and all this.
Mm-hmm.
So there's an industrialization that's inherent in like all the technology that we use, or a lot of it anyway. But yeah, I guess like yeah, I like to see music as more of a spiritual thing, you know? And the creation process to me, I think is inherently a spiritual experience.
Mm-hmm. And I think it varies from artist to artist what kind of art evokes a sense of connection to spirit, because I know that some music for me that, is like really heavy or intense or aggressive can be really spiritual
Mm.
and really like, oh, like, wow, thank you for like giving voice to that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Now I feel like I don't have to hold that inside me because you helped affirm that feeling's existence, and I don't have to go around like feeling like I'm estranged for feeling like this anger, you know, or like shame. So I think, art can be medicine for like all different kinds of art can be medicine for, I mean, it's just like, yeah, there might be the most like soulless music out there that for someone is like their their end all be all, like, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, some people maybe are just more inclined to the mental side of things.
Mm.
Maybe that's why, I don't know, some people might just be appealed to like technical prowess. You know, some people are really into like guitar shredding,
Mm.
or even if it's not shredding, like in a metal sound, still like very technical stuff. Some people are just all about that, like, and especially when they see me playing the Chapman stick, some people just assume like, oh, I'll be interested in like these very technical types of music, and for me, no, I don't care about that stuff at all. It all comes down to like the sound of it and the feeling and like how it sits like with my soul, with my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess I've been in a period. This episode is supposed to be about you, but I keep talking about me.
I don't know why this is coming through, but I think you need cat ears.
Cat
you have
ears?
these little nubs on your headphones, and like I'm seeing them as cat ears. Do I have them too a little bit, like little nubs?
It doesn't show.
But I think yours need to be more pronounced. Like I want to see big cat ears. I think they'd be
I should
really
put them on
fitting
the
you.
headphones.
Yeah.
They got headphones where there's these phones, and then there's cat ear speakers on top, so that everybody
No
else can
way.
hear what you're listening to.
That's fun. That's fun.
Yeah. But I guess maybe you can resonate with this, where I've been in a period where I'm kind of trying to find my place in the music sphere, and like on the local level, like in Florida. I've just been kind of figuring out what works for me and what doesn't, and where like I actually am supposed to be spending my energy. And yeah, I just see like, I don't know, like there's something about all these big music venues, and even like a lot of my favorite bands, and even people I know who are having success with their bands. They're playing these large rooms where there's tickets involved, and there's like a bar, and there's like more like there's Ticketmaster, maybe there's Live Nation, this corporate entity, and like just all of these constructs that have become so automatic, like how people are so used to music just being too loud. And I'm just on the other side of things, where I'm just looking for balance. I'm looking for something more real, something that is a little more organic. I don't know. What do you think about all that?
I think that different folks resonate to different strokes.
That's right.
And I think there's going to be a market as long as people are supporting it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really excited that, for example, Are You Prana Listening Room has come to Asheville, because for many years I thought we need a venue to hold, to represent the transformational music scene, and we now have that. And it's bringing in artists from like all over the world and country. And you go there and you kind of feel like you're stepping into someone's living room. It's really sweet, and the way that they're running it. And rest in peace, David Newman. He just passed away. And
Did he start the place?
He was curating the music, the events, and being in that scene. He had an incredible network, and really just brought through perfectly aligned acts, and gave a real touch of hospitality to that place, and didn't make it feel like an industry at all. It really felt like you were important there and seen there. And I think, size has a lot to do with it. The bigger venues, I mean, it's cool because you can be with like thousands of people, and I really enjoy like a collective hum of like thousands of people at a show that we're all resonating with. I don't attend a lot of those things. I think the biggest show I went to recently was Envision, but like I love being in a crowd of like that many people with some good bumping EDM. Like I enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, like, I guess my question to you is, did you feel that that the volume of the music was like a reasonable volume, or did you have to have headphones on to be comfortable? Or hey, earplugs, I mean.
Actually, it was really interesting because I remember being at the front, like 10 feet away from the subs. And I think for some reason, the way it's designed, like it was not that loud.
Yeah, good. Good.
I think maybe because the tops were higher up and I was just feeling the sub. But like, I mean, I'm sure for some bass festivals, being that close to the bass, the subs would like be really wild. But it was weird. It created like a vacuum space. It was like being in the eye of the hurricane or something.
Yeah. Well, like I notice, there a lot of times there's a sweet spot in any venue where everything's kind of more balanced. And I think so much of it, like even when people think that the music is too loud, it could actually be the tone of the sound that is actually affecting their ears negatively. Like sometimes you like I'll enjoy, like if there's music that I really love, like STS9. I love that band. I've seen them many times, and it can be loud, but it's so dialed in that I'm able to receive it very well. Because I'm just like I'm eating up this sound, the tone.
Yeah, there's a balance.
Yeah, there's not a harshness. It's whenever there's a harshness of the tone, that's when it feels like I really don't want to hear it in any volume.
Right.
If it's too harsh.
Yeah, gotta hit that blend.
Right. But like, yeah, there's a venue back at home in Florida that has been like my, it's so dear to me, and I still love it there. I love the people who go there. I love what they do there. But there are some nights when I go and it's just way too loud. I'm just like, why are we doing this to ourselves? Why is no one else protesting? Like, why is it got to be so automatic? I think you can be in a crowd of thousands of people, and if you have have it all dialed in, you have the volume right, you have the angles of the speakers spread out correctly, it doesn't have to be too loud for everybody to see it, to hear it in the back. Everybody can hear it everywhere they are. We can find a middle ground here.
Totally. Yeah. That's why I like kirtan. It's really gentle.
Yeah, well, you guys are playing acoustic
music
with like what, a speaker, your Bose tower.
But for that kind of reason too, just like playing live shows and it just feeling like a little too much on my nervous system, playing in the bigger venues, and so it feels nice to just bring one speaker and do the acoustic style.
This popped into my head. I saw Equanimous do his sound check at the Playthink Festival, and he was like, he would press play, he would come off stage, he would listen from the floor, and I saw him go up to the sound guy and ask him to turn it down. He's like, "Can we just turn the mains down a little bit?"
Perfect.
I'm like, "Wow, thank you, bro. Thank you for asking the sound man to actually turn it down, because he's aware that he doesn't want to push people away." Some DJs get started with like their biggest, most banging sound, and like maybe there's some people that are ready for that, but then there's gonna be some other people who leave immediately because they're like, "Oh God, is this is what's about to happen?"
Yeah.
There's really something to just delivering, just presenting something in a way that people can receive, meeting people where they're at, or meeting them in the middle, you know, being conscious to like who you're playing to.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. And if nothing else, bring some earplugs, you know,
Yep.
in
Well,
that rare chance.
yeah, I bring them with me all the time, but you know, I usually feel like if I need them, then it's too loud.
They lost you already.
Yeah, they've already lost me. Maybe I'll stick around, but like that's just kind of my general. That's how I feel. uh, well, what's new, bro? Tell me what you want to talk about.
What are you interested in?
You've been living in Asheville for some time. How long you been here now?
16 years?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're outside of Asheville now, in the woods, which is beautiful.
Yeah,
But it's still kind of greater Asheville.
exactly. Right. Yeah. No, about 40 minutes away. I wanted something out in the woods, and it's perfect. It's so quiet here.
Yeah.
You know.
So what first pulled you into Asheville? You went to Wilson?
Warren Williams.
That's my drummer's name.
Warren Williams.
Anytime I talk about Warren Williams and I'm about to introduce him on stage, I almost say Warren Wilson because I've heard that for so many years before I met him.
Yeah, maybe you can get a scholarship. What pulled me to Asheville? So I lived 45 minutes south of Asheville as a young child, was born in Miami, and then moved to Tryon, North Carolina, had family there, and then moved all around the country. My dad was in the Army. And my junior year in high school, he retired and said, we can either finish out high school here or we can move back to North Carolina. And I had been going, like I mentioned, to this Episcopalian camp, Camp Henry, and just had the best memories of the mountains, streams, rivers. I mean, come on, the Appalachian Mountains, especially if you've been living in suburbia. It's such a scene shift, and it was so magical. I remember the first time I really saw the mountains, we hiked Cold Mountain, and I looked out, and it was just endless rolling mountains. And in my mind, I thought, wow, like, I mean, of course there were houses and roads in there, but I didn't see them. And in my mind, I was like, North Carolina is just like infinite protected rolling forest, because that's what it looked like. And so those were the memories I had. And I started looking into colleges and found UNCA right in the heart of Asheville and started looking into Asheville. And this is when I'd started recording a little bit. I had a punk band, but then was starting to go acoustic songwriter. I played my first open mic acoustic, and I was looking into Asheville and thought, like, this is my city. And I started getting really excited. I was like, it's so artsy. I could do my music. And so it was just like, we visited once and I was just like, sold. I'm already there. So yeah, that was 2008 when I moved here.
Yeah, and you never looked back.
Nope. No, actually I moved back to Tryon 2007 to finish out my senior year. So I was like already in the area. I would go up and visit Asheville, and then been here ever since.
Has there ever been a time when you just felt like a little burned out on the Asheville scene?
The winters, and maybe it's because I'm living in a tiny and I have to walk outside to go to the bathroom or kitchen. Yeah. This winter got to me, and I've really been thinking about like a serious 4-month. I mean, it's almost May and it's still like cold and rainy. But that's also the beauty of Appalachia. It's got that mystical, magical, rainy vibe, which is really beautiful. It's so lush outside, and we're so grateful to have the rain. And we're considering relocating for, a good 3 to 4 months this winter. I'm really feeling called to go back down to South America or Central America. And Seema's interested in India. So we'll see where the road takes us. But I think I'm ready to really uproot this winter. So hopefully get a lot of music recorded and can feel good about like uprooting from the studio for a little bit. Probably bring something mobile with me. And yeah, but I'm feeling like new horizons
Yeah.
are closing in, are coming in.
Yeah. So just due to the weather, the climate.
It's so hard to see all these artists that I look up to doing all these sets in tropical places.
Yeah.
And also there's a magic, for example, in Costa Rica. I feel like the songs just pour through me. And there, of course, it's something about walking outside and being kind of held by the climate, like, not needing to retreat from the weather, but being like, embraced by the warmth and the sun. That feels conducive to art and creation, because like all life is flowering there and blossoming,
Waking in the morning with a song on my lips, pulling out the paper, put the pen in my fingertips. We getting to the top, no problem. People united in the heart, can't stop them. Sky's the limit, the whole tribe winning. Dropping to the heart, get that vortex spinning. Grinning, rooting, our petals are blooming. The spirit is moving and now we're just grooving. Get up early with the rising sun and give thanks for your love until the day is done. I don't wanna leave this place, earth on my skin, wind on my face. Kiss you underneath the crescent moon and give thanks for your love until this life is through. Oh Lord, honey. Yeah, 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 yeah. Podcast with a friend Blake, making music like every day. Come around my way. All day we can play. Getting up early in the morning, sit on the cushion, take my breath real slow, real slow. Yeah. And I don't wanna go nowhere, I just wanna water these seeds with simple prayers. Get up early with the rising sun and give thanks for your love until the day is done. And I don't wanna leave this place, earth on my skin, wind on my face. Kiss you underneath the crescent moon and give thanks for your love until this life is through. Waking in the morning with a song on my lips, pulling out the paper, put the pen in my fingertips. We getting to the top, no problem. People united in the heart, can't stop them. Sky's the limit, the whole tribe winning. Dropping to the heart, get that vortex spinning. Grinning, rooting, our petals are blooming. The spirit is moving, now we're just grooving.
We're going. studio, keeping the groove, feeling the mood, yeah. Every day in the studio, between these walls, all the magic happens. In the woods outside, spilling in the juice, spilling in all the vibes, making me feel so loose, yeah. All of these spirit entities, all of these spirit guides, all the good and all the love, letting it all inside. Whoa. Noah Proudfoot.
Thanks, Flint. Thanks for being such a Hanuman spirit, the spirit of service to the music community. So glad to hear you had such a great time at Sanctuary Summit.
Yes.
Building, and looking forward to being aware of the podcast that you're doing and listening to them.
Awaken to love, baby.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sounds like you got a few in queue, ready to edit, ready to unleash upon the world. So
yeah, I think this was a good one, man. It was good sitting down with you, you know, piecing together the truth, the light of the world.
I don't know what I'm doing, actually. I don't know what I'm doing right here.
Who does, man? Who knows? Thanks again, man.
Absolutely.
Good night, everybody. Yeah, shit. You're good.